Friends, please join me in welcoming to the Creative Mornings stage, Latonya Wallace.
Can you guys hear me okay?
You're okay.
All right. I was raised to be ready. Ready to work twice as hard. Ready to always prove myself. Ready to endure. But never ready to be soft. No one ever told me my superpower would be this: the ability to take off that armor in a world that keeps telling me I can't. When I was young, I learned to build walls, but not out of concrete, but out of looks that said, "Don't try me," out of voices that said, "I'm fine," when I wasn't. Out of endless striving, perfect grades for someone else, perfect work for someone else, perfect composure. And can you guess for who? Someone else. Each layer hardened me until I forgot what I felt like underneath. Soft. My armor had become my second skin. It gleamed just right under pressure. It made people comfortable. It made me invisible. And it worked until it didn't. Because armor can protect you, but it also isolates you. It muffles joy, it filters love. It keeps the world out, but you in. I wore it every single day, sometimes without even knowing. The smile when I wanted to cry, the silence when I wanted to scream, the strength on the outside when I was breaking into pieces. We call it resilience, and the world applauds it, almost demands it. But no one talks about the cost. And here's what I wonder. How many of you know the cost? The cost of being everyone's anchor but your own. The cost of showing up when your soul called out sick. The cost of being called strong when you just wanted to be seen. We don't talk about those receipts, do we? But our bodies keep them. Our spirits keep them. And one day, they come due. And strength at that price, it's expensive. And nobody tells you how much of yourself you lose paying for it. I carried everything: expectations, guilt, silence, pride. I carried dreams that weren't mine. I carried the exhaustion of generations who didn't get to rest. And I mistook that weight for worth. I told myself, this is how strong women survive. But over time, my armor grew loud. The clanking, just drowning out my own heartbeat. It showed up in distance from people I loved, in silence I didn't mean, in exhaustion I couldn't name. never intentional, never to hurt anyone, but because my life was built on survival and not softness. A life of rules without reasoning, scarcity where there should have been abundance, and love that too often felt like a prize, not a birthright. But one night, I sat with my journal, the one place I could take the mask off. And I wrote a letter to my younger self. And for the first time in years, I heard her answer back. She said, "I miss you. Come home." And that's what taking off the armor felt like. Not a fight, not a performance, but a returning to me. We are taught that softness would undo us. To survive, we have to be sharp. But what if softness is not a weakness? What if it's wisdom? What if softness is the sound of strength? Exhaling. When I laid down the armor, I began to write my way back to myself. And I learned that healing doesn't happen in this war. Sometimes it happens in the quiet, when you finally let the pen tell the truth. Softness looks like saying, "I don't have to hold this all today." It looks like resting without apology. And it sounds like laughter from the belly. It's so full that it leaves your ribs sore. Yeah, and the 40s hit a little different these days. Laugh. It's forgiving yourself for being human, beautifully, wildly human. I am learning very slowly how to create the softness I need and how to let that softness live out loud. Audre Lorde said it best. Caring for myself is not self-indulgence, it's self-preservation. And I survived the storms, the expectations, the silence that told me strength was the only language worth speaking. But surviving is not the end of the story. Softness is. Softness that says, I can lay the armor down now. I can breathe without holding my breath for the next blow. I can rest without apology. Softness that feels like forgiveness for the times I wore strength as a mask and called it resilience when it was really exhaustion. Softness that lets me ask for help without tasting shame on my tongue. Softness that lets me love without counting the cost. I survived to laugh from my belly, to cry without crumbling, to need and be needed, to feel joy and to let it stay. I survived to be whole, to be human, to be soft, and still call that survival. And here's the part I never, ever expected. When I started to lay that armor down, I picked up purpose. My journal. When I hold a journal in my hand, I see possibilities, but I see a container for my softness, a place where I can lay down what I once carried in silence. I no longer build walls. I build pages. I no longer hide behind perfection. I create from imperfection. And in that space is where my business, Bossy Scribes, was born. Every journal I design is not just paper, it's permission. It's a sanctuary for softness, a place for someone else to put down what they carry. And every pen is not just ink. It's liberation and healing. Every event is not just a gathering, it's a reminder that we heal when we tell our stories out loud. Bossy Scribes is not just a business. It's a love letter to every person who has ever had to be strong before they were ready. It's my declaration that softness and success can coexist. Proof that survival can embody softness, my softness. And further proof that softness can spark creativity and that burdens can be reshaped into beauty. So when you see my posts, my work, just know this. It is not just stationery. It is not just a business. It is my softness made visible. It is survival transformed into creativity, and creativity transformed to community. So thank you all for allowing me to share the softness I survived for.